Hi everyone and welcome to Raw and Uncut. I want to apologize first off for last week and our little faux pas. I know we went in like 20 minutes late and I'm sorry we did that. I think everything fixed this week and hope you guys are locked on. Don't forget you can check us out on WhatsApp and please tell your friends. 95.1 Remix. They can search us on Facebook and on YouTube. Of course, Dra is here with us. Hi Dra, what's up?
All right, just trying to sort out some social
and Lee
media.
is also here as well. Normal stuff. So I guess we're going to get the show started. Let's get into it. Oh, Patrick is our guest tonight. Patrick Hype Man, the Hype Man. He does Evening Drive now on 9.5. He's coming in. I'm going to have a chit chat with him later. I'm going to play some of Indra's sick games. All right, so a sick and twisted and perverted games.
It's not at all perverted at all. Not today.
I like them. I'm waiting for the handcuffs one. She's gonna say she promised me for long as well.
Yeah. No.
Yes, the handcuffs with the leather whips and beat me, burn me, make me feel cheap, which is not hard to do. All right. Anyway, so let's get into it. I want to talk about. I have some friends that maybe have kids. What is it with all the kids and everybody wonder? Everybody's around me is pregnant. I have neighbors pregnant. I have friends pregnant. And I'm frightened to shake anybody's hand because next year I might sprout ovaries and my own womb. But anyhow, so everybody's just having kids and don't get me started on the underage pregnancies because But I digress. All right, so, true story. I have a married friend who has 13 kids. 13. 13 kids. His wife's name is Lizzie. I call her Wreck Pussy. Because, it has to be. I feel sorry for her husband. He's my good friend. But having sex with her now, we taking a pee through an open window. Let's face facts. It can't be a good thing anymore. Maybe it's treasure. Maybe you could use had an extra carry-on when you're traveling or something in there. But anyway, they're like these super religious Christians, and they don't believe in birth control. They use Billings and rhythm method, which is like where I think you time your wife's period, so when you have sex with her, she wouldn't get pregnant. But they call people who use Billings and rhythm method parents. They won't get pregnant. It's just ridiculous. 13 kids is not a family. It's a damn orphanage. Too many kids in too little a space. Just like a lot of families living in almost every government housing scheme in the country. But I digress again. So let's move on. So I saw a single mother with 11 children living in a one-room wooden structure. She was on TV begging for a house. For the good of the taxpayers in TNT, somebody please sew her vagina shut. That too, next one have to be 11 children for 8 different men. It have to be huge. I don't know how she keeps tampons from falling out of her. She had to tie them together like these little sticks of dynamite to plug that humongous hole. Come on. If you're living in a board house, then how do you take care of so many kids? Come on. You're living in a rough area too, eh? Where, if you don't take care of kids, they're going to fall to the gang. So what I'm saying this Christmas, I'm feeling charitable. So, just send your kids over and they could rob and break into my house one time.
Get out of the way.
Get out of the way one time, It's Christmas. Just send them over. Just hope they won't beat the crap out of me while they're doing it. That's all. So, and if you see this woman, really, I can't believe anyone wanted to have that much sex with her.
Oh, my God.
Yes, but it's true. And worse yet, how ugly could be these 8 different fathers to think that she's a hot thing?
Boy?
Yeah,
maybe it's not her face, though.
Well, yeah,
okay.
Good, man. Just like, I guess it's logical to have 8 fathers for 11 children because, while one in jail for child support, it'll motivate the others to pay. It's not a bad way to make a living, I guess. I just hope she spends some of the money on the kids. If you're broke and you are stupid or careless enough to have that many children, at least take a page from China and teach them some good work ethic, so we could send them to work at age 6, I know they're only 6 years old, but I'm sure we could find a job for them because, let's assess their qualifications. They whine and complain all the time at 6, spend half the day sleeping, can't use a shovel or pickaxe. Hey, URP, we could send them to URP. We got a good 15-year-old good right there. Come on. On the weekends, they can do house break-ins and work their way up to armed robbery. That's fine.
That's poor.
Let's face facts.
Poor.
It is. Let's face facts. After 3 kids, every other child you have lessens your ability to supply the attention and proper supervision they need. So stop having so many kids. Have 1. Have 2 maybe. But come on. Enough. Why do you think we need so many of y'all? I mean, we have no... There was a time in this country when nation building was a deal, but we need to give tax breaks. But we don't need... Look around. There's no shortage of Trinidadians. There's no shortage of Trinidadians. So let's be responsible. I care about kids, and I'm smart enough to know that I don't have the time enough for a pet, much less kids. So they're so cute when they're toddlers. I get so much joy watching them, especially when their parents come to pick them up. And I bask in the relief of knowing that they're not mine. Children are needy, always up in your business, demanding your money as if it is theirs, and then when you're old, they're going to kick you out of your own house. They let the government and the border inland revenue roll into one. You know what I mean? So if you have a son, convince him not to get married, not to have kids, and to stick around and take care of you in your old age.
So far, so good.
Right,
Two out of three. I'm 2 out of 3 so far.
Your daughter, I mean, your sons.
Well,
to stick around and mind you. Oh.
Yeah, 2 out of 3. I know what he did.
I know daughters might be better at minding you, especially if you're a guy. So she probably go out and have a daughter and then start that.
You know what? I prefer to die and waste away in my old age and my pampers is unchanged than I have to go and have another child, have to take them to school. And I remember doing that. Parents, I don't know how you put yourself through that drop into school in the morning and picking up and then they going lessons and football. And I ain't able. I'm not able. Anyway, it's Christmas. It's for the kids. Can't wait for January to come back. Actually, no, I like it when they're home. Less traffic.
Yeah,
less traffic. And I don't have to mind them. I think parents prefer when children at school, huh? Aren't they? Don't they, normally?
I don't know. I'm not a parent. So I can't say.
Right.
But I mean, then the problem becomes, what do you do? What do you do with the children? They're at home, or you have to get help to... Where do you send them?
When they're younger, you always use duct tape. But really, I mean, as a girl,
actually, when I was growing up, because I had 2 much older siblings, it wasn't that hard. Because they could just leave the 3 of them there, and the older ones would mind the younger ones, which is also a reason why people have that multitude of children, so that the older ones mind the younger ones.
Really?
Yeah, and then when you have 17-year-olds and 17-year-olds and 5-year-olds or whatever, the 17-year, when they start a drive, they might pick up and drop everybody. Drive the minivan. Mm-hmm. Be an adult. Grow up.
I know. I think I'll just pay a maxi. You know? I think it's easier, less painful that way. So I guess let's get into the headlines. All right. Just coincidentally, just the other day we were talking about, one of my rants was about the way, training men are disgraceful to women on the street, wherever they walk in, the suiting, the nastiness that are being said and all that. And look right here, a 48-year-old man was arrested and charged with disorderly conduct for heckling and harassing women on the streets in Sandy Grande. And I was kind of glad, I was real happy that, hey, maybe somebody was listening to me. That at last, they're going to make these sons of bitches pay for the nasty, filthy, disgusting things they say. And, so apparently, according to police reports, James, I'm trying to remember the guy's full name here, was getting up into women's faces, trying to hold their hands and attempting to kiss them. Some of his victims later reported their matters to the nearby Sandy Grande police station. So they arrested this guy.
Don James.
And he was, what James is that?
Don
James, correct.
A coal mine, Sandy Grande.
Unreal. But here's the part that really, when I started reading this whole thing, I was feeling real good about it, because at last they catch one of the son of bitches, and maybe it would be an example for the rest of the men who treat women like that. Right. But then at the end, his charge was $6,000 for resisting arrest and $200 for disorderly behavior. What the ass is that?
Well, how many women reported him?
About 3 or 4, about 2, I think. But there were several that he was interfering with.
So maybe it was $100 for each woman.
But I don't. But there was no. What is disorderly behavior? What the hell is that?
I find Erica Batiste Ramkisoon, who is the magistrate. I feel like.
I don't understand.
I feel like she should reconsider $100 is enough per person for people grabbing you and you feel he's Donald Trump.
And not to mention you do it in front of the police are disrespectful and then resist the arrest too. Nah, man. I find they should give him and lock his ass up. The nastiness have to stop. And maybe we need to come up with a special charge or crime or something to put on the book so that we can charge them with this.
Yeah,
for harassing women.
Sexual harassment.
Something. I don't know. It had something more than disorderly behavior. Because the $6,000 was for resisting arrest. It wasn't for the actual disgusting, foul things he was doing to the woman. Which to me was the worst of the two things.
Which was the crime.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Just
Because
ridiculous.
then you'll have to consider if he was right to resist the arrest, if it clearly was not a problem, if he could touch a woman, if he's not getting properly charged
Right.
a fine for that,
Right.
then he was probably rightfully resisting the arrest. So
Yeah, I think that's a slap in the face. I don't know if we have a charge for this or not, but if we don't, we need to get one. Because this shit have to friggin' stop. It's disgusting. You know what I mean? Anyway, I guess we move on.
well, we seen your comments here, and we see that everyone agrees with the lock him up and throw away the key.
Yeah, but I mean, this insult $200, and you arrested with some police officers. You interfere with defenseless woman. You get charged $200. You arrested with some two police with gun, and you get charged $6,000. I mean, at least the charges should have been reversed. Anyway,
Okay, next.
so we move on. So we had a horrible murder that took place the other day, and we spoke about it. I was Keon. Was it Keon Hollister?
Patterson.
Yes.
I read online, I believe that her name was Sasha Face.
Oh, she was that was her
Her name, yeah.
or stage name or sobriquet as they call it. I don't know. Well, that they I think they're labeling that now a hate crime.
Yeah.
I read they've labeled it now officially a hate crime. But then we had another transgender woman being killed. Keel Lindsay, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Keel Lindsay was murdered in Davie yesterday, or should I say maybe the day before. However, police describe Lindsay's death as not a hate crime, but yet it's a crime of passion. Oh my God, it's so violent. It's just unreal. Investigators said that Lindsay, who was 35, Lindsay, who was 35, of St. John's Trace in St. Augustine, was killed following an argument with a lover who accused her of giving him AIDS. So this was a man that loved her, right? Found out that maybe she did or didn't give him AIDS, but then he stabs her multiple times in the head. Do you know how violent you have to stab somebody to stab them in the head? Like, I'm assuming piercing the skull. Is that possible?
Yeah.
The head, in the chest and the neck, and then after try to slit her throat. I mean, it was just, I could just imagine how violent it was.
The thing is, some of these violent men, they do these things, they have that level of violence toward their significant other for less, which is even more disturbing. I mean, he does not have a good enough reason, but he felt like that was a reason.
I mean, it is a serious thing, but not enough to kill somebody.
But men have that type of violence. Men have been showing that and displaying that type of violence toward their partner for a really long time now. So maybe men
by extension,
need to
be
dealt with.
Yes,
especially.
seriously.
Yeah.
Correct. Maybe
and
by
parents
extension,
need to teach their boys
Yes.
not to be sick, violent little fucks is what needs to happen.
I grew up with four older sisters, and my father made no jokes out of it. If I was to raise my hand on my sister or my brother, my father would tear my arm off and beat me with it. He would make no qualms about it. I remember once, just by accident, we were actually fighting. I have four older sisters and a brother, 6 of us. And like I said, in a confined space, too many kids. And I think I punched my sister in her boob. I must have been like about 9 years old or 10 years old. But my father wailed on me. It felt like 2 weeks. I felt like 2 weeks he wailed on me. But my brother and I grew up with a strong sense of, respect for women. And you don't. Never. I've never raised my hand. I've been through many relationships. And never once have I ever raised my hand. Walk away. Walk away. That's what I always do. Just walk away. Anyway, this mother ass who did this to Lindsay is I think the police. Let me a witness who heard Lindsay scream alerted police around 4 a.m. and officers arrived in time to find Lindsay's body. Head is wrapped in a sheet and stuffed in a garbage bag again. What is it?
With the garbage.
Yes. What is that? It's the 36-year-old security guard was immediately arrested by police. I'm assuming this would be her boyfriend, the man who perpetrated that murder. But what is it with the disgusting garbage bag? And I don't know.
Some kind of
it's
symbolic.
just so annoying. But at least this time, I'm no in any way lessening the trauma of this. But it wasn't a hate crime. It was a lover's spat. I'm just putting it. I don't know. It came quite a spat. I mean, who spats each other, stabs somebody in the head and the neck, and oh my God, poor soul! I could just imagine what a horrible way to die. I just can't think. Anyway,
what if they carry their own protection and stuff?
What's that?
Like little weapons and things with them. If they have their own little stuff with them.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, they just have their weapons. But I want to read a part here that says Joelle D'Souza. Right, she's been, I guess, a known transgender person for many years. Said that she doesn't believe there are hate crimes against LGBT, community in TNT. She says that she's walked the streets as a transgender woman since 1987, and she's interacted with thousands of people, and never once has she ever been a victim of a hate crime. I do not believe there are hate crimes in TNT against LGBT community.
So what happened?
Joelle.
The thing about Joelle is that Joelle looks real good.
Yeah.
Joelle,
for 1 year, they may not even
they may not even know.
Correct.
There are people who don't know about Joelle, and Joelle looks.
I have
more
never met
feminine
this
than
girl,
me.
but I've always heard people say amazing things about her. She looks so great.
She
and
looks
you'd never
awesome.
tell her, so maybe people never visited her with hate crime because they didn't realize that you were transgender.
And
they just thought you were a woman.
Joelle is such a public figure that I think it would be irresponsible for someone to.
I cannot further say that.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, not for her to say that.
No, it is.
For somebody to approach her with the hate crime because they were just
No, but I also think it's irresponsible for this to sort of dilute what happened to Keon. Is Keon was her name?
Sasha Face.
Yes, she. I mean, okay, maybe it never happened to you, but you can't say because it didn't happen to you that it will exist in Trinidad. Hate crimes exist everywhere.
I
agree
agree
I
with
think
that.
you do in your own community an injustice by sort of saying that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying actually it's a lie, but he's saying the same that okay, it doesn't happen to you, but at the same time, you can't say it doesn't exist. Obviously, it does exist. The death of this first transgender girl who was shot in King George V Park and put in a garbage heap. I mean, obviously that was a hate crime. So Joel, you need to maybe rethink your position on this and maybe come up with another statement. I think this is me. I'm not a member of the LGBT, but I'm very sympathetic to their cause, and I have lots of friends who are of that community, and I think you need to maybe rethink what you said. All right. Well, we'll be back to Iva Archie now.
Yeah, I don't know why she just.
What is going on in his head? I want to know what his thought process is.
I don't know. I mean, and who would know? And then they've been, the Law Association now has retained 2 lawyers to look into whether or not Keith Rowley can essentially initiate impeachment proceedings against Iva Archie. My first question is, have they been having this conversation with Keith Rowley? Do they know that even if he could, that Keith Rowley interested in impeaching the CJ? But from the report that we have, a meeting, some pretty senior people had a meeting with the Chief Justice, with Iva Archie, and they said that they were quite concerned about the allegations and the
But
the
included
response.
now apparently trying to skip somebody up the ladder to get a HDC house.
Well, no, not some people. He said that,
But this is what they're saying. This is what the charge is. On top of their concerns as regard to trying to
right,
get...
and then there was a person who was saying that his contact to getting some people HGC housing was Iva Archie. And so in Iva Archie's statement, he said that there was a list that was put forward of people who were in desperate need of housing, but he wasn't aware of
So he has recommended people for I don't think that in itself is a bad thing.
I mean,
I can't see that.
how I see it,
I'm not seeing the evidence for the other part. I mean, who these judges that are going to come forward and say that in some way that Iva Archie had come forward and try to push the security firm on them?
I want to know who was in that meeting that went and supposedly talked that, because in his statement he said that the report that I made, that I went into that meeting and talked about that, I don't even deal with that.
Yeah.
There are 2 whole different sets of people who deal with that. So I don't know why people feel like I will jump in there and deal with that.
And he said 2 weeks after the meeting with the accusations against him mounting, the CJ issued a brief public response in which he denied allegations, although admitting he has from time to time recommended persons for HGC housing. Shortly after issuing a statement, the CJ, the day before, left the country on private business. So he's, I think he's a very smart man. I'm not seeing the evidence here. All I hear is a lot of allegations. Haven't heard any judge come forward and say, yes, he came to me and tried to sway me to go in this direction as far as security is concerned. And even in doing that, what is the problem? Is it that he's a owner in this security firm that he was recommending, or what?
No,
what is
remember we had the story
with the guy
who was a consultant for that firm.
Right.
And so a particular publication was saying that he was suggesting that they considered that firm, that the alleged friend is involved in. So they were making it out to be like it was nepotism. Yeah. The whole thing is, I don't know how anybody, unless a judge came out of that meeting and said, this is what happened in the meeting, how anybody knows what happened.
Which judge said that he was approached by Archie?
Who said that?
Like, that's a smoke.
I don't know how
granted, this guy who was alleged involved, he looked like a humongous prick and a jackass. The guy who running this thing,
the Dylan guy?
Yeah. But, I mean, since when being a jackass is a crime, I don't know. That was the case. But he kind of shady though. I mean, what went on with that was.
But remember, you read the thing and there were several charges or whatever. I mean, that to me is
no real time.
I just don't understand how people can report in a newspaper what happened in a judge's meeting unless they were in the judge's meeting. You know,
we have to wait for Archie. He doesn't seem to be bothered about it. So he definitely...
He did release a statement.
Yeah,
so
I mean, I think he might have a ace up his sleeve somehow. He gonna sort this out because he's certainly acting like somebody worried.
Who worried, yeah.
So, all right, so we move on. Prime Minister Keith Rowley has instructed his attorneys, and this I find is interesting, to pursue legal action against anyone who have published false and malicious statements made in the Parliament last Friday by Orapooch East MP Dr. Rudal Munilal. Well, the statements which he said had been promoted via social media by people associated with the opposition United National Congress had to do with a statement Munilal read into Hansard alleged corruption linked to the fake oil scandal at Petrotrin. Munilal said in Parliament, the oil is fake, but the money is real. Follow the money. All right. So he kind of indicating that maybe Keith Rowley and his wife may have in some way, directly or indirectly, benefited from these sales. I don't know. But this is his claim. Now, if I'm a reporter, and I'm in the media, and I write that Rudal Munilal say that, once he said it, whether or not it's true, I'm not claiming it. Me as a Louis Hart, if I put any papers, I say Rudal Munilal say it.
So you're reporting what has happened as reporters should.
You know. So I don't know how they ask Keith Rowley going to sue anybody for reporting that. If I was to say Louis Hart was to say, I know this to be, then my ass in trouble. But if I say I reporting what Rudal Munilal said, once he did actually say it, in fact, the only person who would sue me there would be Rudal Munilal if it is that he didn't say it. Right? So I don't know how Keith Rowley going to get around that because that's something kind of like censorship-y thing. I mean, take your issues out with Rudal Munilal. I mean, they may be under parliamentary privilege, but, you know, you can't take it on the press, that's for sure. But anyway, who knows? I'm not a lawyer. Check it out. So, we move on. All right. So, this guy from Carrera turns up. You know, would you believe? It's so strange, though. I mean, his body floats up. Where is it? Off a platform 14 off of Trinmar's Northfield. Was the day before. Shortly after 5 a.m., workers on deck saw something resembling a body and notified the Coast Guard, who collected the body. The body, which appeared to have only one arm, was taken to the Forensic Science Center when autopsy is expected to be done.
Somebody on Facebook said they wonder if Rowley's lawyers are going to charge everyone all the way back to 2010 for reporting all the allegations he made against Kamla.
That's a good point, though. It's a good point. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, really, Rowley, he may be pissed off and all that, but he's just blowing smoke up your ass with that one. All right. So this body, John thing went on, and you know, I don't know. Because to me, I have swam all out there, but I don't know about Boy Trinmar. I don't reach out that far. But I don't know why he would be swimming in that direction. And that's a strange thing too. Because you'll be working your way around that island and trying to get to the nearest point.
Yeah, but you're not too sure if you don't know where he came off the island, like how he got off the island, at what point of the island he got off.
But it
from.
don't matter. You would
And
work your
don't
way
know-
around the island to
You
the
don't know
nearest
if
point.
you don't know if it happened in the night, in the dark, so you really couldn't see properly, and he couldn't tell. You don't know if he had a plan. You don't know. We don't know.
What do you plan you need? Trinidad, the right
You don't know if
there.
he had a plan with somebody else. Okay, swim out of here. We get a pirogue that will collect you and whatever. You don't know any of that, and that could be it.
She want to kill my whole conspiracy theory. You
No, but the
understand?
thing is, they have
She's a killjoy.
so many conspiracy theories that could exist there. Anyway, next.
So we move on. And hey, we're going abroad now. So Selena Gomez's mom freaks out. Has to be taken to hospital when she finds out that Selena Gomez is serious about Justin Bieber. I don't know how many mothers that happened to when they found out I was dating the dude. But, I mean, is she being a drama queen or what? I mean, I know they dislike the guy. They talk about some particular incident he did that really pissed off the family, but they didn't. They just spoke about it, but they didn't mention it in here.
You say when it was from?
They say Selena's mom got so worked up when she found out about how serious things were getting between Selena and Justin Bieber that she had to be taken to hospital. Law enforcement sources tell police that they went to the LA area hotel last week to do a welfare check on her, which is like so strange. Why would you do on Selena's mother? So she's not like sitting in some nice fancy house somewhere. But anyhow, and she was apparently taken to a nearby hospital to be checked out. She apparently had some kind of nervous breakdown or something, or some kind of trauma, a Justin Bieber trauma, I guess.
Well, apparently he wasn't very nice to her at all when they were together. So I think the parents think that they're seeking the kids' best interest, but apparently they're going to some sort of couples counseling and stuff, and the parents don't like it.
Well, I mean, he's an asshole. I mean, let's face it, he's a humongous prick. You know, but Selena kind of crazy herself too. So that's a very toxic relationship, and they have to sort that.
First world problems.
Yeah. I mean, they're both very talented, I will admit. I mean, I was never much of a Justin Bieber fan when it came to his music, except for when he came out with a Cheerleader and all that, and he changed his. I'm trying to remember now who's the guy who is producing and stuff. But Jacket, as much of a prick I think he is, his music has certainly come a long way from where he started. It's definitely moved from bubblegum to something of substance.
Yeah, I like a lot of his later stuff.
Yeah, cool. And what about Ocean's 8? Would you believe? Now they're going to do a flip on you where it's all male cast, or mostly all male cast, and all female. And you have some big stars, and Sandra Bullock, and Rihanna, I mean, Kate Blanchett. I mean, it just goes on. The list goes on.
Mindy Kaling.
And they have cameos by Kim Kardashian and Zayn Malik and Serena Williams. I mean, I saw a trailer for it. It looks very good. It looks exciting and funny. And I love Sandra Bullock, and Rihanna's in there. So I mean, we had to support we girl. So.
So it's a female version.
So yeah, and I think Matt Damon makes an appearance as
Yeah,
he did.
he makes. I think he's the only one that gets no, him and somebody else. They make cameos.
And Sandra Bullock, I think, she plays part of the sister of the character played by what's his name again?
George?
Yeah, by George Clooney.
Danny Ocean.
Yeah. Right.
So she puts her own team together, woman, and they put a heist something as an art gallery. This is real interesting.
We must
It's
get
cool.
a cameo by one of
I
them.
wish I could have played the trailer for you, but
Male fellas.
as we get more stuff on it, who knows? We'll see what we can do. So that wraps up our headlines.
Right, we have a pretty good guest today, Patrick, the hype man, who is on the evening drive now, on the afternoon
With Sarah
drive
Jane.
with Sarah Jane. SJ Dubs, I think, is what they do. I think that's how they say it. So, he's not late. He's coming. I can hear him being hype outside the door. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, hey, yeah, I think, yes. It's time.
The same studio you normally come in. It's a
Was
different
I
time.
not here like, what, 2 hours ago?
Yeah.
What's going on, guys? If I knew that this
Hey, Patrick,
Lee.
absolute worthless boy
Lee.
was going to be here, I'd have no idea Lee was here.
Yes, yeah, I can't drag him into it.
I know him. I know him very well. Sir,
you
how
good?
you doing?
Yeah.
You see, this is why I don't like you. You know what I mean? He's already
So
showing
keep your
off.
chair behind the black line. Nobody wants you that close to them, and you can pull off. You can
So
pull the
can I
mic
just say
up.
this really quickly? Good night to everybody. How's everybody doing?
Cool, man. You good,
Angel?
Patrick?
I could I finally feel like when you're constipated
Yeah.
and you
What?
just want that shit out.
So
Let me tell
really,
you, Drew, you have the best resting bitch face I've ever seen in a long time. Big man
know.
thing, but when you smile, you light up the room. But seriously, your bitch face. Like, she's like, yeah, so, yeah, and then she smiles like, hey, there she is. How you doing?
This is why because Patrick said like when we first encountered each other, however many years ago,
Yeah.
he
Long time.
said it was a long. I was just thinking to myself that would have been over 10 years ago,
Could be.
and something I don't remember the incident, but
You
he
released
said
some sound
he
or
said
something,
something,
or
and I
what?
gave him
But
I gave
tonight,
him a
you know.
hard
Right.
I gave him a hard face. No, I
Wow.
gave it was
Yeah.
a shutdown, and he
boy.
never spoke to me after.
10 years ago.
But that
That's
happened
10
to me
years ago.
like a half an hour ago.
Here's
No,
what I do.
Louis.
She come in,
No,
her face
Louis.
set like 10 rat trap.
No,
So I don't want to hijack the show, right? But I have to. I didn't. As I said, like seeing you here, Lee, was so perfect. Now I'm like, dude, I'm going live on Raw and Uncut. I'm like, what do I say? What can't I say? What can I do?
Oh well, I told
Right.
Patrick today that he can curse, and he just
It's raw and
he
uncut.
just
I
was like,
so Lee,
I can curse, like I can. He first said I can say ass. I was like, dog, you can say. I was like, you can say. I said you can say fuck. And then
Patrick
he
came in
was
and
like,
he put
oh.
out of his mouth was fuck.
exactly. That's what I wanted to know. No, but that's the thing. Like you see, when we're on radio, right? We have to put on this persona.
Right.
We have to. You know what I mean? We have to do it. So to be able to come in a real open forum,
Yeah.
Louis.
I know after years of being on radio, it's kind of now I worry if I have to go back on radio, if I could go back.
Correct. No, but that's
Get
a
your
no, but that's the real
cousin
thing.
that you know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know
it
how
is
hard it is for
difficult.
me not to curse on air? No,
Trust me, I know
serious.
how it is.
No, it is so hard. But Lee, why would as you hear, right? You are the actual topic of my my conversation to start off with. Right? How? So I was watching in the other room, right? And we talking about kids and parents and stuff like that, right? So I would love to know, right? How was it growing up with your dad being Louis Hartman? No, be serious.
He wasn't here most
He
of the
wasn't
time.
here. He grew up in England.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
grew up in England, it's about 16, so from about 16
that's
to...
why you're not like him. Thank goodness. Okay. And in the time that you did share with the Hartman himself, how was it having him as a father? And now, how many years later, being on air with your dad, like it's either super lame or super cool. Think about it. I mean, at work with your dad. You know what I mean? Like how is that?
Yeah, how is that?
Watch your words carefully, buddy.
Yeah, I know what you're asking.
Who's feeding you tonight? But seriously, how,
Nah,
I mean,
it's good. It's awesome. It's good. Everybody's always asks, is he like that at home? Everybody's always asked that. Is
and
he
he's
like
not.
that at home?
I don't think he is. Is he?
It's not like that all the time.
I'm
But
Sometimes. But people expect me to be hyped 24/7. I'm
Right.
not. When I'm home, like, dude, I'm just like extremely chill.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
dog,
You know
that's
what I mean?
work. Like that,
Yeah.
that's
Exactly.
work. Like that game.
Dude,
That's not all the
when I'm
time.
home, I'm so much on this level. You know what I mean? So, but I mean,
It
like,
can't be. I mean,
All the
all
time.
energy all the time. I mean, if you get on at home by yourself, then
you're a
you
little crazy.
definitely
Something wrong.
Satan's in
Something
it.
wrong. Something wrong. You know what I mean?
Satan, you know?
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, being on air now with your dad. You know what I mean? Like, how cool is that?
yeah, no, it's good. It's really, really good.
What's the coolest part for you? I put the money spots and jamming them hard. I was ready
What's the
for
coolest
this.
part, Lee?
Lee!
What's the coolest part?
Joe, he's like
I like the whole
injecting
thing.
the
I
needles
learn
right now.
everything.
You want
Can't
to
you
know?
learning it? And,
Yeah.
you know, I
And
think
he
he's,
playing right now.
Yeah, it's
So I learn everything. Right now, playing with the board.
and how is that?
Still catch him out there.
Yeah,
It was
trust
buffing
me.
me up.
I'm still learning myself, buddy. Still learning.
It's like a spaceship.
It actually
so
does.
we have to get into the game.
All right.
So-
I'm here to play. I was here actually early.
So let's
I
hear
was
what
only
what
all day today.
wicked, twisted torture.
It's
today.
not. It's not actually. This is quite a
But we have Patrick
tame
here.
game.
We're not going to do one of the fuck up
So
games.
he get away?
Always
It's not
up.
child.
Yes, no dog. Let's do it.
Yeah. So anyway, this is the game. So today's game is a game of true or false. So what I'm gonna do is read something and like a piece of information, and then they have to guess if it's true or false. And nobody, I don't really care who guesses the most. So nobody's gonna win. Everybody's gonna lose. And we'll just see.
Is this game called Life?
Just
Like,
see.
what's going on here?
This game sucks.
I know.
All right.
I've been coming from the girl with the resting bitch face. Good job.
Yes.
But she's smiling. There we go.
All right. In 2014,
Oh my God, it's one of those tough questions.
a missing woman on vacation in Iceland was found when it was discovered that she was in a search party looking for herself.
I think I dated her, you know. I think I did. Well, give her this girl.
Hold on. What was she smoking? Like seriously, what do you?
You have to tell me if it's true or false.
False.
I'm gonna say true.
I know just because, right? I had to say false. I can't believe it.
I mean, who make it true?
It's true.
I know I dated her. I'm telling you. I know.
So, dude, like, how does it even happen? I guess you have your other
I
backside.
don't know,
We were
because
searching
like-
for sex all the time. We were walking
No,
around.
I'm just trying to figure out how do you. Why are you in the search party if you don't know who you or what you're searching for? Like, you wasting everybody's time, though.
Maybe
but-
she went there. You're like, wait, now they're searching for me.
No, but okay, no. But here's the thing,
Let's
is,
continue searching.
But how she
first of all,
listen?
how did she get into the search party? Like, okay, cool. We're just searching for somebody. Let's just go. Like, I love
Nobody
it.
realized
Did you not
that,
realize that?
You the person in the picture, you know.
I think everybody in that search party failed.
Didn't it?
Everybody
she
failed.
It's like a back of a milk carton or something.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, sorry. Let's see how this game is gonna go. It's
Next one.
stupidly gonna lose everything. Thank you. My soul belongs to the devil now.
So far, you done
one.
lost, eh?
I know, I'm just saying.
One down, one already.
So far, Patrick is losing. Banks have therapists known as wealth psychologists who help ultra wealthy people to mentally cope with their immense wealth.
True.
I know.
True. I believe that. Look at Tom Cruise.
That's Scientology, though.
Hey,
Man
whatever,
wealth.
though. I just say
Man
that-
wealth.
Full of shitology. I mean. Yes, true.
True.
It's true. Well, it's true.
Bang.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's true.
but that would be like a problem that I would never have.
Exactly.
So wait, hold on. Would it be like a version for like people like us who make okay
Yeah,
amounts
but
of
we not
money?
for people who are,
You know,
like,
can we
go
have?
on
Can we
shit.
have? Yeah.
The
Somebody
bank
organize
coming for you,
my
yeah.
shitty
Yeah.
money.
Well, I don't even. I think that's the bank. So,
Which bank?
well,
which
I don't know
bank
because
job?
the banks in this place is just make you poorer.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Anyway,
The object is to separate you from your money.
apparently, yeah.
And you'll never
even-
see it again.
Yeah.
Right. Every woman's first time is excruciating.
Lie.
Lie. False.
True.
False.
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 Lee,
No, hold
never
on.
had-
Wait, hold on. Wait, pause for a second. Let's just clarify this. First time,
The first time.
right? Not
Yeah.
not the first time something goes in, but the first time she has penetration from a man. Let's clarify that real quick.
I find Patrick Rell's
How you get so
You know
technical,
why?
though?
You know why? I don't. No, you want me to lose? I don't want to lose. So let me do my thing now. All right. So let me do this right.
Oh my
I don't know, dog.
False.
So tell me.
It's false
Right.
Right.
Good job, buddy.
because it's all based on muscle. So if
Oh.
she's tense, if she's tense,
That's the way I was thinking.
she will no. If she's tense, it will be. But if she's relaxed, it will not be as.
Or she have
it
13
wouldn't be
kids.
as painful.
Like somebody was talking about.
I heard
she had
that.
13 kids.
11
No,
different
but if she have
fathers.
13 kids,
That's a wrecked person.
that's after she had her
Like,
first
oh,
time.
where's his name?
T-bone by a
What the
toe.
hell?
And then just bent out of shape. And understand?
No, let's see.
Tampons can't
So,
stay
John, before we
inside
continue, right? Here's what I was thinking, honestly. I was just saying, she could have been preparing herself for the first time, and making sure,
No, but that would have been that first time that she put something in there. Would have been the first time.
You know what I mean? But
It
a
could
pinky
be.
finger might not hurt.
Anyway, you guys
Just
right.
saying.
So just say thanks and move on.
What's she vexing with it right now? I know.
No.
She started off next tonight. Don't worry. So, man.
5. Fortune cookies are Chinese tradition.
False.
False. It's an American tradition.
Actually,
False.
right. It's American.
Yeah, it's American.
It's
Version
an
Chinese.
yes, it's
Bang,
invented
bang.
in
Talk to the
America.
Asian in your room.
All right. Betty White
Betty.
is older than sliced bread.
Nah, slice been around a long time.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
Long time. That's false. Betty
When
White
did
in that
sliced
old.
bread come about? Betty had to be. Nah, sliced
So
bread.
hold on. Any days of Jesus, when they loaf of bread, you don't think they sliced something?
No.
Just
No,
mention
no,
it.
co-
Third.
no. That's no.
Actually,
I mean,
what she asks is whether
commercial
she was
sliced
born
bread.
before.
First time?
If she was born before sliced bread was commercialized.
False.
True.
I would say true. She probably born in 1920s. Huh?
it's true. It's true. She older than sliced
Yeah.
bread. Yeah.
Who, Betty?
Because she would have been born in, I guess, 1920s, somewhere there.
Betty old like the road boy.
Yeah. And I don't know too sure when the sliced bread came out, but
Yeah, but I'm like,
Somebody,
but they all pick up sliced
somebody,
bread, like, I mean,
That been a long
how
time.
friggin' lame you have to be when sliced bread is the deal. Best
Wait,
things
hold on.
that... How
Louis.
boring ass is that? It's
Hold
like
on.
freaking ridiculous.
Louis, were you alive when were you alive
No, but it's
when
like
sliced bread was
sliced
invented?
No.
You remember the year it was invented? How excited you were as a kid?
I have no friggin' idea.
Oh my God, sliced bread!
Patrick, what is the big deal about sliced friggin' bread? Everybody
I
was
don't
talking
know.
about like, wow, is the best thing since sliced bread?
Can you imagine
What
these
you
days
had
what they're
knives in
doing?
those days? I mean, what
It's
the
slicing
ass
bread?
is- Sliced fucking bread.
But maybe nobody thought it's like I guess like how now they sell grated cheese as out of hand now with the things. They sell grated cheese. You don't have to grate your
Yeah,
cheese
'cause it's
That's
anymore.
real lazy. That's not
They
nice.
sell peeled garlic, which I don't mind.
Yeah.
They sell grated carrots too.
Really? Grated
Yes,
carrots?
yes.
And they get mixed up too, like cold stuff without the
Somebody
mayonnaise.
has a somebody here has a
Convenience.
no. They have a sort of theory as to what happened to the lady who was found dead in the search party for herself.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Right?
That's it.
Yeah.
What if she didn't know who she was because someone else erased her memory and convinced her
It's Men
she
in Black
was
stuff.
an investigator looking for a person that was not told that it was her, and it was a test for the team to figure it out.
We have to send that.
Who's that person? Who's that person?
William O'Brien.
William, let's be
William.
real, buddy. Whatever you smoking at this hour of the night is tripping me out right now.
No.
How did he even come up with that theory?
You know he's a conspiracy theorist.
You understand?
Like all of them. The earth is flat.
You know what he saying?
Yeah, this flat.
William is so detailed. Like
Yeah.
it's so quick too. I thought
Thought
he put
about
real
it.
thought
Yeah.
into this.
William is your favorite show, Criminal Minds? Let us know in the comments.
Or
Okay.
just dumb woman, easy to convince shit too. You know what I mean? The guy may not necessarily have to be that smart, just she really stupid. And I think that's the case there. I think she was just really stupid.
I
we
like the
digress.
effort though.
We
William.
digress.
I think drugs was involved. However,
What? Jokes are always involved and always blame, the mixed race people. I'm just saying. It's
Oh,
true.
we get mixed race people now.
It happens,
Patrick.
don't worry about it. I'm just saying. It's just a
Okay, we
thing.
let that go.
Just saying.
Patrick,
The
off
hell?
on some tangent.
Dog.
Let's bring him back in.
all
Come,
right.
Patrick.
Next, the unicorn is the national animal of Scotland.
I mean, I have to say false,
False.
but it's so crazy, so obvious.
False.
Nah. Can't be false, dog. Don't come on.
Because I mean, that's so obviously false, but it's too obvious.
John, if that's the case, how
Nah,
they may
because-
take Scotland seriously?
Not
all
because
these
the
years?
England and what is the dragon or something.
Yeah,
So
I can
they use mythical.
True.
Yeah, it could be true.
Well done, Lee. That's a different twist into that right there.
Lee convinced me.
Yeah, but okay, wait, no, but is a you? Boy, is that hard?
But it's a kind of, it'll be kind of like a really gay
I
kind
think
of.
it's- I think it's the
flat
Welsh.
down,
The
unicorn.
The Welsh is a dragon, I think. The Welsh is a dragon.
Just so
you
you
might
all
be
know,
right.
Gregory Mohammed went and decided to Google up stuff, and he says sliced bread was invented in 1928, and Betty White was born in 1922. Wow.
Yes, I knew she was born in the
I
20s.
wanted to research, yes.
5
Yeah.
years, yes?
Wow.
I guessed that. I
But
said
yes,
1920s.
the unicorn is the national animal.
Yes,
of Scotland.
man.
No, I guess
it
wrong.
was
I
just
guess
so
wrong, but it's
outrageously.
too- like,
But it was
really?
so outrageously that had to be true.
Can somebody research that
So
for
we
us?
all know
Give us the
what
backstory
country,
of the
Ireland, is
unicorn?
it? Or Scotland?
Scotland.
So we now know Scotland is the gayest country.
Is that why?
Well, the men
kid-
there
they
were
were
killed.
They
You
were-
understand?
they were-
Yeah.
Killed some unicorns, so we don't know what's going on. You understand?
Dude, a unicorn?
British
serious?
spies.
Yeah,
This
she-
is the next
Super
one.
gay.
The next one is
Braveheart.
British spies used to use semen as invisible ink.
True.
Had to be true.
Because you could see it under UV lights. Trust me.
Yeah.
Patrick, why you so feeling
sure
down to trick him,
I
man?
saw it out, right? I'll say true.
It's true.
Right. Okay, good job.
I know, but I mean,
bad.
they did that thing, yeah, but they did that thing 60 Minutes where they went into all these hotel rooms like the Howard Johnson's and these, right? And they would go in there with a UV light and
Right.
film light, and you would see sperm all over the rooms, all these rooms. And you know what had more sperm?
TV remote.
TV remote.
No lie.
I swear to God. And I said,
I sure they
said,
never
you know
cleaned
what?
that.
And half that sperm was probably mine.
I sure that's the one thing they probably don't clean in hotel.
No,
Wait,
but even
but
the
you know
key,
what's
but
funny?
sperm is a hard thing once it dry.
But
to
it's so
get
funny.
out.
It's so funny you say that, right? I've been traveling the islands and actually seen in the hotel rooms these new remotes that are easy to clean and wash.
True.
Yes, dog. Like seriously.
they're
like-
waterproof, so you can, like,
yeah,
put it on
like
the sink
you
and
just
oh,
trim
you
and
could
wash
rinse
it.
it.
Literally,
Okay.
so yeah. Maybe that's why.
But I mean, how you just come on the
Oh, really? Come on, Luis.
no, because when you throw it one side, I mean, I can see a guy on the bed. And
Where's the remote? Where's the remote?
yeah, I can't aim for the remote. I mean, I can see a guy on the bed and the bed of pillow, you know.
We have problems here for the toilet.
Yeah.
We talking about coming home without, like, I can go anywhere.
Unless it come like a lawn spray.
You said that was scary movie. When scary movie when the first
Yeah.
one of the scene, like,
Oh my God,
you know.
Sprinkler.
Yeah, it's just all over the place.
What if it was an old man on Viagra and he didn't know how to handle it afterwards and just
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Come on, it could have been any one of those. It could have been any reason why the remote had semen on
We
it.
digress. Let's go.
Dra,
Intro, what's the input?
Dra.
Come in, what do you think?
I don't know about. I only know about one. Or I know
You-
two
yeah.
places where men is put sperm in and presence, and it's not on the remote.
Feel free to express that to us.
Indulge
The
us.
founder
I
of
want
Match,
to know
the founder of Match.com,
Mash.
Match.com, lost his girlfriend to a man that she met on Match.com.
True.
True.
I feel like it had so many truths, false.
It's true.
Wait.
It was a good thought though. I wouldn't think like that. But yeah, boy. Like it's what's that?
But that's kind of really fucked up.
That's
though.
like-
It's messed up, though.
Imagine the thing that you create was your own demise.
Demise.
But no,
had
not
this
his
other
demise.
fella.
It
Demise
shows
is
that he's
relationship.
successful.
No.
He's real good at his job, and he
No,
can get
no,
like
But that was
But-
his wait, that
but
was his wife or his girl?
She had a match
girlfriend.
already.
His girl. Yeah, exactly.
She had a match already.
No,
so
they had
she
the
found a
other
better
one,
match.
Ashley Madison. The guy who made Ashley Madison was horning his wife, but she was kind of stupid to be with him in the first place. Ashley Madison was a horning app.
Yeah,
What's that, say that again?
Ashley Madison
Madison
is
was
an
an app.
app for people to cheat on their
Yeah.
spouses.
What?
I knew
Yeah.
Dude, I learned
You
about
know
Bumble
what is
today.
called,
You know
eh?
Bumble?
Yeah, that's where
Well,
only
how is
females
cheating
can
as
message you
well?
first.
I know.
If you put them
Sarah, don't
profile
tell me about
pictures,
today. I
yeah.
know learn about that.
To be honest, I just think I know somebody who joined a similar site,
Cheating up.
a cheating app, to see if her spouse was on it.
Oh
What you
shit.
trying to say?
And I just
can't-
said, I said to her, but if you feel the need to go onto this app to see if he is cheating on you, you need to have a different conversation with him altogether. If you
but you
feel
gonna lie.
like-
Yeah, but just
No, but I can
Yeah.
but I can understand her doing that because men lie.
No, but I mean, to what extent would you go?
If
to
you don't
discover
trust
it,
him,
though?
if you
If
don't
you have
trust
no
him,
trust.
why are you staying there?
No, check your phone. You know what I mean? Like do the regular stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, let me tell you
Hack a
something.
Email.
What?
You know what I'm just saying?
Patrick, email.
Patrick, bullshit. I tell you something. I would bet you, and I wish I could do this test. For every husband who have a wife to take his phone, no password, and rest it down and leave you, and she could check that phone, and nobody would know. Put a hidden camera. I give you as much as 90% of women will go through.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So injury any 10%.
If they could go through and check his shit and know that they won't get caught doing it,
Of course.
Well,
they would do it.
Yeah.
I would do it.
would you do it,
Fact.
Patrick? Would you do it? Would you check your significant other's
Yeah.
phone if it was... Yeah?
Because I know me. No, he's right. No, I wouldn't say like him, but he's right. You know what I mean? Because as men, we've done shit, right? We're not perfect fucking people. Sorry.
No.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
You could say
I know
it.
it's
I
so
don't
weird.
apologize. I know.
Just say it.
Just don't say it tomorrow. You know? Just don't say it tomorrow.
No. But you know what I mean? Like you can't be doing shit and not somehow or someday feel like shit gonna happen.
Right.
It's called karma.
Yeah.
You understand? So big man's a big man. You know what I mean? You thinking, Dan, is it my turn?
Some people
Is it my
don't-
turn?
wouldn't want
is,
to
is
check.
it now my turn? I was
Because-
worrying because
Yeah,
you
no.
do shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
Karma
so
come back to us.
somebody in the comments would like for you to let us know what Bumble is.
Oh, Bumble. Okay, so there's Tinder, right? Which it was originally a connecting app for people, but is now
But they are fuck
on the
side now.
street.
Everybody just- yeah.
On the street now, is a fuck side, right? And Bumble is actually a same kind of style, but the ladies are the one who actually will initiate
Yeah.
and actually like or dislike or whatever.
It's a Tinder for women.
Correct.
So is it that? So is it? First of all, I've never
Tinder's for
had-
both sexes, right? But Bumble is specifically for women to
women to
find
make
men.
it, yeah.
So
we
men
only
have
meet.
to. So men jump in there.
Put our profiles up
Yeah.
and smallies, oldies,
Yeah.
youngies.
So
all kind of
suppose
women.
you're not interested in somebody who hitting you up. Can I hit you? Do you have to say, well,
Right,
I'm
okay,
interested
so-
in these
so
girls?
mind you, I learned about today, right? So what they're saying is that you can't even message them directly until
They message you.
until Bumble matches you. Just like Tinder, apparently, right? You have to be matched.
So you both
first.
have to like each other.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, not even like no. You have to match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you don't like first apparently. You just match.
Okay.
And then when it's matched, it sends a message
So
to two
Bumble
people.
will send to the girl her matches,
Right.
and then she'll choose or not,
Apparently, yes.
and the man have no control over it.
Yeah, but he can choose not to respond or
So
not.
does he know if she
like to
like?
respond or not?
Does she?
Correct.
Does she know if you? Do you know
Right.
if she is interested in you before she contacts you?
No, because he matches just by profile.
Oh, snap a doodle. Okay,
Stop a doodle.
So it's really
that's a
So imagine this, but
question.
he
Could you
has
believe
that.
that? No, that's I find that's
I think that's a maybe a
against
little,
men.
and that's
No,
fine.
it's
I
a
think
line
that's
us
a
like a
little
piece of meat,
safer
dog.
than some of the apps that they have there now.
No, I find it's a good idea actually.
I mean,
But
you have
look
an
at
app
this way,
for
look at this way,
anything
say.
you want to do.
Imagine
now.
guys out there who let's say can't interact with women face to face. You know what I
Right.
mean?
The first move thing.
Correct. You know what I mean?
A lot of men suffer from that fear of
Imagine
rejection.
you have an app where you home and you're alone and you're just looking for some attention. Like, okay, people who do it for the likes, like social media likes, right?
Yeah.
Imagine you're at home and you get messages. Oh my gosh, this girl from Yugoslavia, 5'6", blue eyes, she likes me.
Yugoslavia?
I'm
But
just
how
saying.
do you ask you gonna get to hump her? She quite in Yugoslavia. You understand?
That's a good point.
So she gotta be like, she can't be passing like
5 miles away, she
She
might
can't be passing like that.
Yeah, put the range now, the
If
range.
she passing like us, my ass is not going. You understand?
The problem is that Bumble don't work in Trinidad yet.
Okay,
Yeah,
wait.
next question. Having a loose vagina
Hey, Luis.
means
I
a
was-
No, you
woman
were expert in those vaginas. You-
Yes.
means a woman has had sex with a lot of people.
Or you have a small tootie.
Ching. I like that one. That was a good one.
Is that true or false?
What?
False.
Say again?
Well, we still,
Yeah,
we
if she was, say it again?
Having a loose vagina means a woman has had sex with a lot of people. Is it
No.
true or
False.
false?
Because
She
you said
had
earlier,
kids.
muscles.
Kids is what does wreck a pussy, you know?
Right.
I mean, man, we try.
Lee
But
hasn't answered the
honestly,
question.
I agree.
I
It's
saw
kids,
I saw
yeah.
him being born. Trust me, we can't. I don't care how big your tootie is. No way in hell. It's only children can wreck a pussy. Man can't do it. I just cut less chopping water.
Well, it is false. They said, because when you have sex, the muscles relax. So
It's muscles,
and then too, a child could pass through there. So don't be flattering
Yeah,
yourself
yeah,
out
yeah,
your
that's it.
dick.
But hold on.
It scared the shit out of me when I saw it. I was like, and Lee
What?
was not exactly the best looking baby.
As a father boy. Right. So my thing is this, right? Let's say she didn't have a child. What would make it loose then?
I don't know.
You're a woman, I'm just saying.
That you know this. Nope. Not
Sometimes-
answering this. Not falling for that.
Sometimes
Not answering.
generic.
Not falling
you
for this.
inherit a big pussy
Next
from your mother,
question.
maybe, I don't know.
Sex before playing sports.
It was hereditary. It was hereditary. Well,
Next.
doctor, do you have any family diseases? Loose nanny.
Mr. Misper.
You better hope that skipper just.
Don't bang the table, Patrick. Next question. Sex before playing sports for athletes. So like before a big game, so if a football player
Clear
is
mind.
like the night before the
Right.
Super Bowl or whatever, they tell them, don't have sex. The people say they
Boxers
shouldn't,
do,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, don't have sex. Sex before playing sports for athletes hinders performance.
True.
I have to say true because
True.
it had to be, they were telling that for no reason.
No, but also too, like, okay, like the
Lee?
energy that you have to exert
So
to
it's
have
deep
an
thought on
orgasm.
that, boy.
The understanding is this is true, but I don't know what the actual science is.
It's false.
It is
False.
for us?
Yeah.
Because football
all
coaches
they
has
will-
banned their wives and thing from going to football tournaments and things.
Serious?
Like that, yeah.
So where this came from though?
Right? People,
I
people,
thought it was
people,
racism.
no,
Hey,
they
what if
say
somebody
that
Google and tell where that came from? What was your...
No, but here's my thing. Once again, okay.
So
because
Google it and
some
send it.
athletes, some athletes would not do it because for themselves. But people, people figure that it was a distraction from the game.
No, but the energy
thing.
that you have to exert
But
having
they
sex
say from what's
takes away energy you have for the game.
what the research had showed was that having the sex before can make men more competitive and aggressive.
And
I
does that count the
disagree.
same? Does that count the same for jerking off? So like if it's pelt one, like it's pelt one.
Ah.
Well, I don't know, but I think
Oh.
Is it the same?
the
That's a good point.
explanation has something to do with testosterone and all these things. to it,
I
whereas
am
it
sorry,
comes
but
out.
I want to challenge where you get your damn information because that's just one survey. I don't agree with it. Where you get the information for? Are you doing like a widespread and then pulling out
No,
like?
my legs were crossed when I checked this.
Excuse you.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Next,
I'm trying to treat like a lady.
sexual ads are more effective.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sexual?
Sex sells.
Yeah, of course.
No,
What?
false.
No.
You know why?
Why?
Because you remember the ad, but
not the product.
That's right.
Damn it.
You don't
So
remember
Flo
what it's
failed
been.
the other day.
Because it took me a while
the
to
banana,
realize
the triple
what the
banana.
hell they were selling, you know,
banana,
because I couldn't
the
even
banana
get
for
it.
what?
No.
Oh,
Dog.
we can find out.
Yeah.
Woo! A banana
Yeah, like that,
peeled
but-
with some chocolates and a woman's.
Yeah, Lee.
Yeah,
You are, you lie.
No, it was on Flo.
And that was for the Triple X channels.
It was
a
for the
banana,
Triple X, yeah,
and the
yeah.
banana pull back, so the senior
skin out.
Flo, you see it or not?
Yeah.
Flo was on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you bring
Go
it up.
broadband.
And did you still have the quickie plans and stuff?
What is going on with the world?
All right. The word clitoris is Greek for divine and goddess-like.
True.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it is.
It is. All right.
He can't be like this at home. You man, he can't.
It's like a third nipple, you know.
Oh, God.
In the Bible,
I'll get back to that just now.
in the Bible, it says that the forbidden fruit is an apple.
Wait, did we say yes to clitoris?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Yes,
I didn't hear that
we
part.
said-
They just make sure.
We still trying to get past clitoris.
Go back.
The forbidden fruit, yes, with the apple.
No, the forbidden was not the apple.
What it was? The serpent.
The forbidden fruit
And the apple.
was
Don't you have
Eve.
one fruit they talk about the apple?
No, the forbidden fruit was Eve.
They never said what the fruit was. They never said it was an apple. The question was in the Bible.
Uh-huh.
It says that the forbidden
fruit.
fruit is an
Oh, no, no,
is
no,
an
no.
apple, and they never
I
say
don't
that.
see
Oh,
Never
so
said
they just say
apple?
fruit.
They
Forbidden
never
fruit.
say that it's an apple.
They just say
So
fruit.
where we get apple from all these?
I don't know. It's
Imagery.
kind of like
Imagery.
Mary,
You probably
Mary
never seen it
Magdalene,
somewhere.
right?
I mean, somebody could have been on the original I-5 or
Look, I'll pull up the flow.
because it is an apple, they can have a bite out there.
What is
I pull it
going
up on
on?
the screen, sorry.
Right.
Yeah, look at there. He
Pull it
could
up for us
see,
if you can, please.
see if they
Look at it,
can
look at it.
bump and
That's it.
Yeah, it's a fuck up thing now, right? It's not even like her tongue a little bit out now. She has an extra long tongue. Like seriously, like what are you trying to sell there now?
But it's Triple X movies, the channels.
Yeah, it's Triple X moves they're selling.
That's it.
Oh, actually, that's pretty clever.
Yeah, it
I
is.
like it. Actually,
I remember it. So I question your
Your sources.
sources on that sex cells thing.
Luis, if you had to do a semi.
I'd use like a donut or a big bagel.
I'd love to see your version of this stuff.
And maybe some sprinkles.
Okay, so
Next.
this is the last question.
We're done already?
We're running real late though.
Yeah,
yeah.
we're
Yeah.
running.
When a
No, sounds so fun.
when a beautiful woman, you can stay for the rest of the show if you want. When
that
a
what you're
beautiful woman died in ancient Egypt, they would let her body rot for 3 days
I make a gyro.
Gyro!
in Egypt.
A gyro! Wait,
They would let her body rot for 3 days before sending it to be embalmed to discourage necrophilia.
A woman only?
Only woman?
Only beautiful women.
True.
No, I could kind of see that.
True. Back in the
mean,
days, they didn't have any
'cause some of
understanding
them,
of,
yeah, but some of them
right and wrong.
Some of them mothers capable of fucking camels, so anything possible.
True.
So yeah, true.
True. Unanimous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those nasty fuckers. What's she dead? She is. Yes, what she dead? Yeah, boy.
Because you know she wasn't letting me touch her otherwise. Can't touch that. Oh, she dead? No!
Lee, imagine watching this girl in the footage, right? All your life. I say, boy, she way out of my league, horse.
And wait till she dead.
And I can't wait until she dies. I say, yeah, I can't wait till you die.
Listen, this is a disgusting conversation.
What?
But Louise, I have a question for you.
No, I never fucked a dead woman.
No.
Okay.
I have another question.
Financial. Real quick, my
I
Louis.
can feel you ask me that.
Why we gonna slip into some mansplaining here by
Mansplaining.
Louise? Louise, why are fellas so intrigued by women being sexually interactive with each other? What is the appeal
Well, why
of
we like to watch,
lesbians to men?
lesbians?
Why you like it? What's the real appeal there?
Well, to watch them at first is like foreplay, but what we really want is to get in there, right? So watching them, like kind of suck each other tits and do the whole, it's just it's hot, man. I mean, if they're good looking chicks, I want to see two cows doing it, but I mean, if it's two hot looking chicks, yeah, because that's like part of our fantasy. Because really and truly, it's really like a foreplay thing, because somewhere in the back of our mind, we getting in there.
And?
I like?
No, you're right, you're right.
So it start off like them doing the thing, and while they're doing that, we kind of going, okay, right,
Yeah, boy.
I'm coming now.
Because that's how porn works. It's our time, man. You put yourself in that
'Cause you're
role.
imagining it.
You imagine
So
it.
it's like foreplay, and then we going to jump in there and get on. You understand? That's
No,
the
but
whole-
okay. What is better than...
Not just porn, we're talking about in real life and thing. Like, you'll see two girls kissing and men just be like, dog.
Yeah.
No, ask you something, right?
Yeah.
As a kid.
But
What
why
is
that would be?
what is better than one scoop of ice cream on a cone as a kid? What is better than that guy?
2 scoop.
2 scoops, dog! 2 damn scoops! Any man who loves woman, Jed, listen, it could have been 3, it could have been 4. You know, so that's how we work in maths. That's how we learn maths, dog.
And I've been there, and it is good. Trust me, it is good. I've been there. It's great. You've nothing better to stand and watch two women on you, man.
So is it-
Sometimes you're like, oh man, this is like heaven. Because
is.
as a, it's like one of your fantasies all men have.
Listen, it doesn't happen every week for some people. Like, you know what I mean? When it does happen a couple of times in your lifetime,
So
it's like,
is it never awkward?
cherished.
What's that?
Of course it could be. Listen,
It's
there are
more
rules.
awkward when it's
I
one
think it's
woman
kinda awkward.
and one woman and you and your partner. That's more
Listen,
awkward.
Luis, there are rules. There are rules to having a threesome. There are rules,
How
guys.
often do you have those threesomes, Patrick?
What did you? But hold on, for someone who want to answer no question.
Two women and one man have no rule. 2 man and 1 woman have rules. And my rule for 2 man and 1 woman is north south. If I south, you have to be north. And when I north, you have to be south.
So when I'm ready to move, you...
Yeah, that's it. And I keep in my eyes on your eyes to what's going on.
What's up?
So, you understand? So that is it. North south. If it's 2 women and a man, I have no.
If it's 2 women,
Your
it's
rules-
2 women, right, Joe? You have to make sure that there's no jealousy. And it may not be in the show. They could be real cool up to the point. So you're drinking with them, you're smoking with them, we're having a good time, we dance, everything sexy. They feel like equals at that point. When they get in the bedroom, one of the two is like this. They're going to be different levels of insecurity and comfortability. Nobody, 2 strangers, or it's just 2 girlfriends.
Comfortability.
Something came to
Comfortability.
mind.
You know
That,
what?
but
I'm a kid.
I'm trying to have, because I swear to God, one night it was me and 3, and that happened.
It happens.
Everything was
and
going
so
good.
that shuts down everybody. So if you can't master that,
Somebody had to be sitting at the corner doing nothing at one point.
no, we can't.
I
No,
was in your
no,
mother
no,
bed.
no, 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 no.
God.
That's the easiest way to lose it right there.
Oh, it wasn't
You
married.
literally have to have both of them very close to both your hands and your body parts
Right.
to reach.
Yeah.
That sounded like so much work, though.
That's
Jeez,
what
and
it's worth
ages.
it, Is it worth it, Louis? Leave, no, it's worth it.
I too mampy right there.
No, just wish I had more than one mouth.
Oh God, Ed.
Okay,
There's so many things.
Luis.
All right, but girls would
We
imagine
have to
like
wrap
2
it up.
guys
We have
and get
to go
aroused.
into my
All right, Drew, hold on. As a woman, as a female, as a so-called lady,
So-called lady, yeah?
have you ever thought, honestly, have you ever fantasized of having
guys.
2
Yeah.
penises in you?
No, I can't.
Never?
I can't.
She wouldn't admit it anyhow. So let's
I
like
can't.
We run that cut, right?
It can't. That wouldn't. My body won't accommodate
Won't
such.
allow
Your body won't accommodate.
But they won't allow it.
Listen.
Don't give me an excuse. All women. No,
Hold on, can your body, your slim frame
So you
accommodate
can't
kids?
So you can have kids then.
I want to know.
Yeah.
No, but that's coming from the other end.
Hold on.
All
Coming
women-
from in here out. Your body adjusts while you're
No, hold on.
pregnant
We're not talking
to
about-
accommodate because
no.
your body gets
That's why
ready
it
to
does.
North south.
pass
No, we
that.
do north south here. Right? We're not talking about double, right? We want north south. Front and back. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Look at the time.
I think women just think about penetrating their husbands.
Women, they all. You know, women.
Well, leave my dress for them.
Telling her. Women just think about that.
I remember last week I talked about getting
I
on
know.
the
What do you
show.
tell your
I
son?
know.
What do you tell your son when he says something like that?
No, because last week I tell him about a reach wrong, and he's like, "Nah, reach wrong." And then, hello, he said, "I don't know."
What do you mean? Women just think about that all the time, I'm sure.
Women, do you ever fantasize about putting on a dildo
Yes,
on
for sure.
the wicked nasty?
But there's actually no. There's a term for it.
For sure.
There is a. It's called pegging. You can look it up. It's on Wikipedia.
Pegging your man?
Pegging. It's
Pegging
called
your man?
Pegging. Yeah, and
Are
then
you like
Would
a
you be
song
concerned
and
in a
then the
woman if
guys
you peg
are
your man and he like it?
called
Yeah.
BOBs.
Exactly.
They call
Yeah.
you can call them bobs or bend over boyfriends, and yeah, and
The
it's a whole
names?
thing. That's like a thing. That's
I
like
know,
How
I
do you
know it's a
how
kind
do
of
you
thing,
know-
but
hold on.
as a woman,
So I was correct.
if you
how I
peg
know about
your
it
boyfriend,
is what I used to work.
Did you peg your
like
boyfriend?
no, I don't have a boyfriend.
Okay, did you peg your Bob?
I had never pegged anybody. No, I'll tell you how I know. When I used to work in an advertising agency, and one of
You
the
saw somebody
guys,
go peg?
no, one of the guys used to constantly be referring to people, male and females having sex as pegs in. Or the pegs last night on. Pegs,
Why
pegs,
not
pegs.
my thought I was just like pegs.
So I said,
pegs.
so I think that is for him what it meant, right? Like he was talking about
Right,
pegs,
pegs.
and so somebody's like, you know that's what I mean, you know, like
Or
how
somebody-
you
or
know
somebody
that? Ask him about it, right?
Right.
And then it boiled down to, I said, look, I'm gonna look it up, and I looked up pegging.
So that point.
And then it came up on Wikipedia
That's all.
that's what it was, and I was like, oh yeah, dog, and it was like a thing.
So at that point, did you realize there was a term for what you were doing already? Put a pop
That's
Baila!
Patrick trying to
Anyhow,
disparage my name. Anyway.
No, I would never want to do that. We are raw and uncut, and I hope everything I said would be kept in the vault.
Appropriate.
It's wrong and got worry.
Luis has one last thing to say.
What I have to say? All right, my rant. All right, so today's rant is going to be about the rum curfew. So, I mean, if any of you are watching the news, you saw Justice of the Peace, Akbar Khan, talking about maybe they should impose a rum curfew and close all clubs and bars at 12 midnight. Did you hear about this, Patrick? I mean, it's like crazy.
Where's this in Trinidad?
Huh? Yeah. Let me read the article here. Because of road fatalities, actually, is why he wants to do this. He's proposing this rum curfew. It should be a law that bars and pubs close at midnight. The idea of having a last call at rum shops, pubs, and recreational venues is hardly a new one, he says. About 24 countries in various parts of the world have fixed hours for alcohol. In the UK, he says currently they have restrictions on that. But in some places, it kind of worked like in Australia, but in like England, it didn't, because what happened? It caused binge drinking. Because by the time you know it's going to close early, everybody's like guzzle. They start guzzle. And to me, it don't make friggin' sense. Because if people open till, I mean, Trinidad, first of all, we don't go out to party till 11 o'clock. So now, that's a whole lifestyle change now you're looking to do. That ain't gonna work.
And a lot of the that UK argument, I would just like to say, is rubbish, because a lot of the bars that close at a certain time in the UK, they usually close around the time that public transport starts cutting off, so that they can get
I've been to pubs in
home.
London till 2 in the morning.
Right, but now bars can stay open later, because on the weekends, certain lines
24 hours.
have 24 hours on the weekends now.
Too, isn't that?
So they those things are adjusted, but a lot of bars were closed because when the tube stations were closing,
And
it
nobody
didn't make
held it,
sense
so
for them to
they-
stay
they-
open.
they-
And so then like
They're so
Uber and
concerned
stuff
about transport.
so
I
popular.
drinking my rum, I get my ass whenever I want. You understand? Nobody telling me when I should stop drinking.
That's why
and
Uber
screw
and
them
stuff
and the
got so
buses and they
popular.
I don't give a rat's ass about that. Nobody telling me when I can stop. Understand? Once I don't get in a car and do anything unlawful, my ass should be allowed to drink as much as I want. And I'm not in with nobody telling me when I should stop drinking.
What's
You understand?
wrong
So
with that?
Justice, whatever, Akbar can kiss my ass. You understand?
But what's that's a revolt kind of. What's that?
No, I don't text about this shit. Because no, that's infringement of my freedom, of my right to move, and my right. No, to answer that. They're not cutting it. And furthermore, it don't even make sense, because all you have to do is drunk people traveling home earlier. We have more traffic on the road, more likely for collisions on the road. Rather than 2 in the morning, at 3 in the morning, you have less cars in the road. Accidents are going to happen. Drunk drivers is not something you will never get rid of. No matter what time you put it. Prohibition, when they absolutely ban alcohol in the United States, didn't work.
Black market on
It can't work.
Black
But
market, you know
anytime
how much
anytime
mafia
you do,
activity
it
started
don't
at that
work.
time?
It
What?
never works. Understand? And, well, if you want to stop drunk driving, you know what? Then just take away everybody's cars.
No, look at this.
It would stop drunk driving. But, I mean, come on.
Look at these
No.
states. Look at these states, right? You know, I would never do two things in these states. One, leave my house without ID.
Right.
Ever, never leave your house in these states without ID. Because if they hold you for any reason, you got in an accident or us, they will hold you.
No, but the police
You understand?
do, yeah,
My point is this: the police are wrong. You in these states, you're not driving and drinking because you know the police there.
Yeah.
My question is, if there was more of a presence of police at 2, 3 in the
Yes.
morning, people wouldn't be driving so stupid. That's the
That's
truth.
an argument. The only way to control is with proper policing.
Yeah.
And they will always have drunk drivers, and these accidents that happen are horrible, but the answer is not to curtail people's freedom. That's a very slippery slope that I don't want to go down. We are carnival people. We have a culture of what we are. What we need is better policing.
Correct.
You understand? And not some jackass telling us when we should get home.
Nah,
or
man.
bed. You know why? Because his ass probably in bed by 9 o'clock anyhow. Let's take some shit from him that he like doing now.
And
Huh?
wait,
Let's take away goddamn the fucking golf course maybe. You know?
Hey,
Let's ban move shit on the golf course.
Take the man that
Do something that you know that he bust into his lifestyle, and let's see how he like it. You know, no, you know you can't hold me responsible for the wrongdoings of other people.
Exactly. No,
So
Peter can't play
it has
football
to
all the
be there.
time.
No. So I'm sorry, and that was my rant for tonight. No to the rum curfew. Kiss my ass.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, we want to thank you all for tuning in today.
Like and share.
Thursday.
That was real good, buddy.
On Thursday, we are going to have a Christmas special with Santa Claus. So
Hold on. Is that your Betty Boo voice?
no,
What was that? Was that your Mrs. Claus voice?
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
Yeah, so Santa Claus is coming to the studio, and so y'all want to tune in for that. And then we will be having no show next week Tuesday, so be prepared because it's
That's boxing?
Boxing Day.
Right,
Yeah, it's
okay.
a holiday, so we know y'all won't be watching. So, want to thank you all for tuning in today. We didn't have any sponsors, and that's my.
She does that once an episode. She does that for something.
Yeah, at least once an episode it happens.
Is that your
Chicken
like?
wings.
Oh, chicken
No,
wings.
it's not chicken wings. It's kind of like going to make
It's
a
like
point. It's
Like chicken wings.
My outrage.
Oh, she looks like a little T-Rex.
So we would like to thank nobody because they didn't sponsor us.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot
Everybody
for
brought
telling
their
everybody we have
clothes from
good
home.
sponsors.
Hey, maybe we should ask Flo. You know what? Maybe we should be the platform for the XX. You know, the extra.
Flu.
XX. What is it? Xmas special?
Xmas special.
Look for all the raw, rude, and uncut people selling
look
their
back on the
stuff.
bars episodes too.
No, seriously, guys. Seriously, think about it.
Yeah, there's no conversation to have on it.
Okay.
So we want to thank Patrick
Thank you very much.
for coming.
Can I come back?
Yeah, you can
Would you
come
allow
back
me?
anytime.
Yeah.
No
Keep that.
cussing.
Yeah, boy. Jeez.
Any-
You know, Sarah.
You've tainted me, dog. You've tainted me, man.
Sarah will be like,
What is that? Whatever. Anyway, so y'all
Did
have a
you
good
know
night.
that Sarah cursed
and-
on TV once by accident?
Oh, she did? I didn't know that.
I remember
Alright.
cursing one time, but before I go quick. First time I cursed on the air many years and I said shit. And then I was so nervous because I was not me. I said shit. And oh fuck! I said shit. I swear to
I can
God.
see you do something like that,
Oh
though.
fuck! I said shit.
Then you pack up and go home immediately after.
I was just hoping nobody was listening. Thank God nobody was.
All right.
Well,
Okay.
nice.
All right, yo. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Have a good night. See you all on Thursday.
Thursday.
Santa Claus will be here.
8
No,
p.m.
no. Who's gonna be here?
8 p.m. Santa
Claus.
Claus.
No, who's gonna be here?
Santa Claus.
There we go.
Will be here. So y'all have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace, love, and all the good stuff. And which one? Facebook or YouTube?
YouTube normally be less. That's not bad.
Not bad.
Will you take off my mic, please?
Patrick.